there should be at least checks and balances on what journalists do. And I think most journalists I know are trying their level best to do an honest job, to be fair, to lay out the information as thoroughly as they can. I don't know any journalist who just makes stuff up. And unfortunately, that's often the rap that journalists get, and it's not fair. The journalists are just making things up. Most journalists don't do that. On the other hand, the problem is, one of the shortcomings is that journalists are often in a hurry. And number two, like all people, they often buy into narratives, societal narratives in their newsroom, wherever their narratives may be, and allow those narratives to shape what they do. When it comes specifically to health information, which is what I obviously am focused on, one of the big problems, and I actually talk to health journalists and try to make them aware of these problems, is that journalists are too quick to believe the information that's coming into them from a press release, from some source, and not to critically analyze that information and just to pass it along without scrutinizing that information sufficiently. And so what happens is when the press release comes in that says food X will help you be healthier, or a certain diet will help you lose weight, that information is essentially passed along without that journalist looking at the science, really scrutinizing the evidence, because either they don't have time, or more likely they don't have the training to be able really to think critically and to know what's believable and what's not. And so I think in many cases the problem isn't necessarily bad intentions on the part of journalists. It's just simply there's a limitation to their ability to be able to really think critically about that information and to put that information into context. And so the result is, particularly in health, we get information that's decontextualized, that's not put into proper context, and we're misled.